This video is a quick introduction on how to use Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a website or an app that teachers can create activities on which students respond to using video. The great thing if you already have a Microsoft account is that you don't have to come up with a new username or password. It'll just log you in automatically on your Microsoft details. And so the grid in Flipgrid's name is what the classes are called on Flipgrid. So I have here Deutsch 1, obviously that's my first year German class. Within a grid you have topics. So topics are the different activities you have. As you see, our most recent one at the moment, we've got a short movie competition ongoing. So students are just starting to come up with things for that now. So if I just go into, for example, meine Schultasche, the teacher writes what the instructions are for the task. Was ist in deiner Schultasche? What's in your school bag? And then you give the success criteria there, exactly what it is you're looking for. You can also give a tip if you like. Then below, you can see the responses I have so far from my different students. Here on the right, you can see I have some that are hidden and some that are active. So as a teacher, you can moderate the topic. And I ask students whether they want their videos to be viewable by other students or not. And I can change the status accordingly just by clicking on it. And that means that when students go in to look, they can have a look at each other's videos if I have made them active. How do students see it? I generated a password for my Flipgrids so that not anybody can look at them. This is the student perspective. They see the instructions here and then they can see what responses have already been given and they can click into any of those. And then this is where they tap to record. Now, how do you create a topic in the first place? So if you go back to one of your grids, you can just click on New Topic, and then you put in title, Flipgrid Intro. You can give a tip if you want, and then you also can decide how long the video can be. The maximum time is 5 minutes. You can choose what date the topic will be displayed on. And then you can give your topic description, and that's up to 500 characters. If you need a longer description, you can also attach a Word document. This is the part I would consider most important, video moderation. I would always turn video moderation on because that means that the videos are moderated. You have to approve them before they're visible to others, or if you want, none of them are visible to anybody apart from you. You can choose when the topic becomes active. So you can launch when it will start and you can freeze it at a certain date. If you want students to respond to a video, you could record a video yourself. You could upload a video. You can also here attach any document, something from OneNote, Dropbox, etc. I tend to turn off video reactions, video views, student replies, but in case of bullying or anything, I think it's better. Feedback then, it always gives basic feedback on it. You can evaluate the performance and ideas, but you can also customize that feedback. So if you wanted to devise your own rubric in line with the junior cycle, you can do that yourself. And then you can click Create Topic down the bottom. Because obviously this is connected to Microsoft, it also means that Immersive Reader works on it. So here, for example, we have Was machst du in deiner Freizeit? If I go to it from the student perspective, they can click on this icon here, Immersive Reader, and they can click play to hear it read to them.
Was machst du in deiner Freizeit? Treibst du Sport? Wann? Wie oft?
And again, as always with Immersive Reader, you can choose the size of the text, if there's spacing, the background colour, you can have it highlight nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and the picture dictionary, of course. Within a grid as well, if you want, there are 2 first-year French classes in the school I'm in, so you can see this little icon here, a little airplane. That means that I have co-pilots, which are 2 other teachers who are also on the same grid. And it means that this particular grid features the videos of both classes. It's just so that each class are doing the same thing. Or if you're team teaching, of course, it's very useful. Across the top here then as well, you can see activity. Flipgrid is a bit of fun and always tells you how many hours and minutes of engagement you have and how long, so that's the time it takes to fly from LA, California to London, England. Tells you all your stats. That's where all your grids are beside it. Mixtapes then is if you want to create a mix of a few different videos you have. It could be something that you show at parents' evening or at open night. The Disco Library is a place where you can really easily get ideas from other teachers, and you can click into any of these topics here and it does show here the audience, so you can pick which one suits you. It shows the subject here. When you click into them as well, you can adapt them to your own class. It's very easy to do. Another good thing about Flipgrid as well is that in terms of professional development for teachers, you can become a Flipgrid certified educator, and there's different levels on that scale as well. I would also recommend, if you are getting into Flipgrid, definitely follow them on Twitter, because they're always liking and sharing ideas that other teachers do. And even in terms of logistics, I get my students to do their Flipgrid videos at home, but for teachers who do get them to do it in class, one of the difficulties is, of course, if they're all doing it once, the volume in the room just does not work. And so there are some teachers in America, for example, I've seen, and they've created little soundproof booths for their students to use so that it's easier for them to do a few videos at the same time. In terms of what you can do for different subjects, obviously there are loads of different options here, lots of different subjects. I do languages. It works very, very well for languages, of course. It's brilliant for the CBAs because students are going to have to get up and talk in front of their class. They have to be used to this. So it's excellent practice for them speaking in the foreign language. In terms of CBA 2, that's the portfolio task. One element of that, they need to have a recorded either audio or video. And so Flipgrid is excellent because it creates a link for each video. So I can paste that into their e-portfolio, and that they can choose then which Flipgrid video they want to use, and they can have a link that they can easily send to me if they want to choose that for their piece. This obviously applies to English as well, as it has the same setup. I've spoken to teachers in a lot of different subjects, and they can see the potential in their own subject. Another good thing as well, if you do have very techie students, when they go to make their video, if they've made it externally, so some of my students, for example, made stop animation videos, you can import a video from somewhere else. That's great because it allows students who are tech savvy and creative to do something a bit different. And then in terms of practical subjects like engineering, because obviously it's a video, you've got so much great potential you can use it for if you want students to, for example, point out what the different parts of a machine are called, or in maths it could also be in terms of students having to explain how they did a sum. And the same goes for languages. How did you conjugate that verb in the past tense? And science, they can video their experiments. Music, of course, they can record themselves singing a piece or playing a piece of music. So there really is so much potential across the board. It's really very, very user friendly. As you can see, there's lots of different settings that you can adapt depending on what you need.